Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the absolute mechanics of destiny. We're looking at K.N.R. Rao's fascinating work, Karma and Rebirth in Hindu Astrology, and figuring out exactly how this cosmic accounting system actually works. If you've ever wondered how your past actions are shaping your present reality, you're in the right place.
Okay, let's dive right into this. There's this universal tension, right? Can we, as humans, totally make our own destiny? Western thought usually screams, yes, absolutely, but the astrological insights we're exploring today, well, they suggest that our lives actually follow a remarkably precise, predestined pattern.
But to really get our heads around how this destiny is calculated, we need to quickly lay down some foundational terminology. Don't worry, the Sanskrit terms used in Hindu astrology are actually pretty intuitive once you see how they layer together.
Let's start right at the top with akarma. Now, this isn't about just sitting around doing nothing. It's actually the ultimate yogic goal. Akarma is action performed with total absolute detachment. You're doing your duties morally, perfectly, but you have zero desire for the rewards or the fruits of that labor. It's this specific state of living that, according to the texts, leads directly to ultimate liberation from the cycle of rebirth.
And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast with its exact opposite, vikarma. These are the highly destructive, impure actions. Think anti-family, anti-parental, or just downright inhuman deeds. If akarma is your ticket to salvation, vikarma is the heavy, rusted chain that drags a person down into divine punishment and a seemingly endless cycle of painful rebirths.
So, between those two extreme ends of the spectrum, we have the standard karma that most of us are dealing with every single day. And the best way to understand this is to think of it like a massive cosmic bank account divided into three main pillars. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is how logical it is. First, you've got sanchita. That is your total vault. It's the massive, accumulated balance of everything you've done across all your past human lives. Obviously, you can't process all of that at once. So we have prarabdha, which is basically this life's allotted withdrawal from that vault. And finally, there's kriyaman. These are your new deposits, the karma you are actively creating right now through your present free will.
Let's focus on prarabdha for a second, because this is absolutely crucial. This is your unavoidable destiny for this specific birth. It contains all your massive, wonderful wins and your absolute rock-bottom failures. And because it's a withdrawal from an old account, the ledger has to be balanced. It must be experienced. That actually explains a lot, doesn't it? Like why certain profound joys or terrible sorrows hit us seemingly out of nowhere, totally disconnected from whatever we're doing right now.
Since prarabdha is coming for you no matter what, the only actual variable here is how you react to it. A worldly person, a bogey, fiercely resists and grumbles about their lot in life, but fighting the inevitable, that only tangles them up in further meshes of complicated karmic debt. The wise person, the yogi, accepts their prarabdha willingly. By cheerfully enduring it, they allow that specific karma to exhaust itself completely, without forging any new chains.
Where this gets incredibly personal and honestly a bit intense is how this cosmic ledger balances itself out in our real everyday lives. Specifically, it operates through our deepest and sometimes most difficult relationships.
There's a concept called Rina Unbandhana, and it basically says your family dynamics are definitely not random. Spouses, parents, siblings, they are quite literally your creditors and debtors from past lives, born into your immediate circle to balance the books. You know that unexplainable, deeply rooted friction you might have with a certain relative? According to this, that might just be an old enemy reborn into your family to collect exactly what is owed.
So, the crucial point here, and this is a pretty harsh warning straight from the Padma Purana, is do not covet others' wealth. Every single karma boomerangs. If you leave a financial or emotional debt unpaid, that debt literally manifests in your next life as a difficult family member who inflicts pain, drains your fortunes, and departs. The universe, it turns out, is a very strict debt collector.
Which brings us to the big climax here. If so much of our joy, our sorrow, and even our family is predestined by past debts, where does humanity's true power actually lie? Do we have any say in this at all?
Well, yes, we absolutely do, and it lies entirely in that third pillar, kriyaman karma. This is your area of complete, unadulterated freedom. So here is the practical roadmap for taking control of your future ledger. Step 1, suffer your allotted prarabdha willingly, without the constant complaints. Step 2, use your current free will in the Kriyamon area to do good deeds and charities, make good deposits. And Step 3, gradually try to shift your overall actions toward a karma. Practice doing your daily duties with total detachment.
There's this beautifully evocative quote from the Mahabharata that perfectly anchors this entire concept. It says, "Just as a calf recognizes its mother, the cow, even in a herd, so do karmas done by one in past lives recognize the doer and reach him." It literally doesn't matter how much time passes or what new environment you're born into. The universe's ledger is flawlessly accurate. Your actions will always find you.
So, knowing that the ledger is constantly balancing and knowing that your present actions are your one true area of total freedom, I want to leave you with this to reflect on. Are your actions today creating new heavy chains for tomorrow, or are they actively forging your ultimate freedom? Really think about those daily deposits. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.